All right, so since the release of the original Bose QuietComfort True Wireless Earbuds, these have been my #1 recommendation as far as the best active noise canceling earbuds that you can buy. So whenever someone asks me which earbuds have the best ANC, I always tell them the Bose QuietComfort. Now, they're not my personal favorite as far as like sound quality and just everything across the board, but in my opinion, there's no question that they cancel out the most amount of noise out of any pair of earbuds that I've ever tried. So when they announced the second generation of the QuietComfort earbuds, I was super excited because I figured that they would address some of the areas that, needed addressing with the original version. But sadly, that's not the case. So we're going to talk about everything you need to know about these earbuds. But first, let's start off with something that they actually did get right, which is the redesign of the case as well as the earbuds. So a big gripe for a lot of people, including myself, is that the charging case on the first generation is super large and just overly bulky. So I was definitely happy to see that they reduced the size and just made the case much more pocketable this time around. There's still other options out there that have even smaller cases, but you can clearly see this is a definite improvement over the first generation. The earbuds are also noticeably smaller and more compact, and this time around, instead of using one solid ear tip with an ear wing attached, they chose to use a combination of ear tips and what they call stability bands, which are basically, ear fins. But the fact that they're separate from each other means that you can try a number of different combinations to get the best fit for your specific ears. And speaking of the fit, these work extremely well for me, so we'll talk more about that here shortly. Another thing that they got right this time around are the controls, because now you can control everything directly from the earbuds, whereas before we didn't get access to everything. So now you're able to play and pause, you're able to track forward as well as track backward, you can adjust your volume, you can change your ambient mode as well as activate your voice assistant. So that means fewer times that you'll have to actually reach for your phone. These also have in-ear detection, so anytime you remove one of the earbuds from your ear, your music will automatically pause. So let's go back and talk about the fit. Obviously, everybody's ears are different, but for me, the fit on these is incredible. The smaller size along with the ear fins and the ear tips give me a very secure fit, so I can absolutely wear these to the gym or go for a run or do any sort of physical activity. And they're also really comfortable. The first time I tried them on, I ended up leaving them in my ears for about 2 hours, which honestly never happens. But again, it's going to depend heavily on the size and shape of your ears. So these are running Bluetooth 5.3, and as far as codecs, they're giving us the standard SBC and AAC, so no aptX, no LDAC, or any of the more advanced options. So that brings us to one of the elephants in the room, and that is the fact that there's no single usage mode. So I just knew for sure that they would fix this with the second generation because it was the same thing on the first generation. But anytime you take the right earbud and place it into the case, the left earbud disconnects. And now I know before, a lot of people would say, oh, it works as long as you don't close the charging case. Well, to me, that doesn't count. Yeah, if you're, using the earbuds on your computer and you're at a desk or something like that, you could put the earbud in the case and just leave it open, okay? But to me, that doesn't count. What if you're outside and you want to use the left earbud independently? You can't really put the case in your pocket and leave it open. I mean, I guess you could try, but you shouldn't really have to do that with a pair of earbuds at this price point. So the fact that in 2022 going into 2023, Bose has released a pair of earbuds that don't give you the option to use them independent of each other is kind of mind-blowing to me, because I can get on Amazon right now and find a pair of $20 earbuds, $30 earbuds that give me that option. So that's one of the features or aspects that has me kind of frustrated with these earbuds. As far as battery life, we're looking close to the same numbers as the first generation. So we're going to get about 6 hours on a single charge with a total of around 24, including the case. So the per charge use is the exact same as before, but we are getting about 6 additional hours from the case. And they also support fast charging. So just 20 minutes will give you around 2 hours of listening time. Now, this brings us to the second elephant in the room, and that's the fact that they took away wireless charging. So they upped the price, and then took away a feature as significant as wireless charging. That's another decision that I don't quite understand. Now, I'm not a, wireless charging exclusive type of person. Like, I can live without wireless charging, but on a pair of flagship earbuds at this price point, that is a feature that I pretty much expect. So the fact that they took it away has me very frustrated as well. Another feature that I don't necessarily expect but would have been nice is multi-point connection. So with these, you're not able to connect the two devices and switch back and forth between the two. However, the earbuds can remember multiple devices, and then you can switch the connection using the Bose Music app. So as far as water resistance, these have an IPX4 rating, which means they'll have no problem withstanding sweat and light splashes of water. So that's going to be useful if you're a very active person. Just make sure you don't completely submerge them in water. So let's go ahead and talk active noise cancellation. These are still giving you top tier performance, so they're going to be great at blocking out lower frequency sounds. But not only that, these are also surprisingly good at blocking out higher frequency sounds like voices, which is usually pretty tough when it comes to ANC earbuds. So if your number one goal is to block out as much noise as possible, there's nothing that's going to give you better performance than the Bose QuietComfort 2. As far as the aware mode or ambient mode, it does a great job of allowing you to hear your surroundings. So it's going to be useful if you need to have a conversation or just be more in tune with your surroundings. I do think there's other options out there that have more effective ambient modes overall, but you can certainly get by with the performance on these. The ambient mode also has an option called Smart Sense, which will reduce sudden loud noises. So this is going to help prevent the earbuds from blasting your eardrums if you're in a quiet environment and then all of a sudden there's a really loud noise. And it actually works really well, but I feel like sometimes it reacts to sounds that aren't really that loud, so it can become a little distracting at times. So as far as sound quality, Bose always gives us some very well balanced sound, especially in terms of treble and clarity, and that's still the case with the QuietComfort 2. Except this time around, I feel like there's slightly more emphasis on the bass. It comes off a little bit more pronounced compared to the first generation, which is great if you prefer a little bit more punch in terms of bass. Otherwise, you can tone the bass down using the in-app EQ. So while these earbuds are definitely delivering some very enjoyable sound quality, I think more than anything, you're paying for the performance of the active noise cancellation. So really quick, let's go ahead and do a quick microphone test. All right, so this is a microphone test of the new Bose QuietComfort 2 True Wireless Earbuds. So right now we have quiet conditions, so this should give you an idea as to how you would sound in a quiet environment. Now let's see how they sound once we add some background noise. All right, so now we got some crowd noise being played on a speaker. So this should give you a rough idea as to how you would sound if you choose to take calls in a more noisy environment. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. So overall, these still hold the number one spot as far as active noise canceling ability. The sound quality is also slightly improved, and they're much smaller and much more compact. But the fact that there's still no single usage mode, along with the fact that they took away wireless charging, both of those things are very hard for me to look past, especially at this price point. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. Make sure you let me know down in the comment section below. And aside from that, that's going to cover it for today's video. Do me a favor, if you found it to be helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.